Yo, where are you taking that? I want to bring it home with me. I think it looks very cool. You can't just take that because I think it looks cool. I think it's the property of the bus company that we're driving on. Okay, I don't care. I'm taking it with me. If anybody has a problem with it, they have to come to my house with 17 police cars.
Shocking new footage shows the school bus trying to take a shortcut through the hood when a crackhead flies through.
So if you're anything like me, you take the bus a lot. Like almost every day a lot, and everybody has their own reasons to use the public transport, which makes it very interesting because there's a lot of different people riding the public transport. Maybe you're a student who can't afford a car, doesn't want one because it would be useless for you, or maybe you're not old enough to own a car yet. Or you're me, living 7,000 light years away from all of my friends who refuse to visit me because everything is easier when we just go to them, which I'm not salty about at all, you know? Maybe a little bit. But, I mean, for me, it's definitely worth it. I can travel to my friends, and they don't have to do anything, and I can just sit down for 50 minutes, because most of the time, there is a seat open on the bus. Except from 7 to 9 a.m. and 4 to 6 p.m. on weekdays, aka every single time I get home from school, or I at least try to. Which, by the way, also perfectly blends in with how terrible some days are at my school. But luckily, this is only when I'm going to school, or I'm leaving school, so any other time, it's in this line. At one side of the line, you have I can't move a single inch because a huge group of 4th graders just got into the bus. And on the other line, there's enough space for 3 12-year-old girls to record a TikTok in the train that's gonna get like 7 views. So today I will kind of just want to share my experience using public transport to get to almost everywhere. Now, I can understand that some trains and buses were built earlier than others and not all of them can have the same amount of technology, but please explain to me how the difference in comfort is so insane, and seats. Not just on the bus, in trains too. Like, on one bus, you'll sit down on a literal massage chair with a charger for your phone, and then you get off the bus, hop into the next one, and this bus just has like a piece of plastic molded into the shape of a seat times 60, and that's the entire bus. And somehow this has been like a major issue ever since I've moved into this country when I was like 5. Now, they have been working on fixing the seats, but just not enough because there's just way too many buses and trains with this specific problem. Another thing, those rails that they have on buses for people standing to hold on to, I've bumped my head into those way too many times. So I mean, if some guy who's like a big position in the bus company is watching this, I have a small favor to ask. Can you like put those bars up like 6 or 7 inches? If I'm 15 and I'm already banging my head in those things, I'm kind of worried what happens if I'm fully grown out. Like, what am I supposed to do when like the level of red bars reaches my eyes? So every single time, instead of bumping my head, I just bump into my eyes. I would be running around with blue eyes like 24/7. Okay, I think now that we've called out some problems, I think it's only fair to call out who is making these problems or adding extra problems to the already existing ones. You know? Who in their right mind would ever just rip out a chair out of the back of the bus and then like spray graffitis on it? It's the people called the passengers. That's not a gang name, it's just the people who take the bus. Those people are the ones making the experience even worse. Now, luckily they have installed cameras now, but everything that has been broken, torn off, or peed on before still is. But when me and my friend bring in a box of Pringles, then the bus driver gets mad and starts screaming at us through the fucking intercom, which, mind you, everybody on the bus can hear. Where was this sense of justice when the local crackhead was ripping out a seat, ruining the seating experience for every other person who was gonna plan to sit on that seat? He was probably laughing his butt off because we get in trouble for wanting a little snack. Listen, please, we're not gonna do a mess. I just want to eat my chips, man. Okay, we've discussed that there's a lot of bad things that can happen when taking the bus, but by far, the thing that ruins the riding the bus experience, whatever you want to call it, the one thing that ruins it by far the most are just the people who ride the bus who are just so like blatantly naive that you genuinely start to wonder how their bloodline even made it through like World War II without stepping on a landmine. Like, ooh, I've seen this blow up 715 times before, but I wonder when it happens when I step it on this time. And then they like turn into Nutella. See, this one time, me and my family were on the bus, right, having a great time, and there's a certain button on all public buses and trains that is labeled stop, and it's red. And this button is there so you can label to the bus driver that you want to get out at the next bus stop. And this guy who was on the same bus as us thought the bus would force stop every time you press the button. Now, this makes sense if you don't think about it. What if a random kid presses the button while you're on the highway and then there goes like 100 humans' lives and like a car that's worth $200,000? So okay, presses the button right when the bus drives past his house, I assume, and the bus keeps going because it's supposed to. It has 100 people who want to get to their jobs in school. And when this guy realized the bus wasn't going to stop for just him, he thought it would be a good reason to argue with the bus driver while we're driving. So he starts arguing with the bus driver, talking about how this button is like a scam and it's false advertising. Now that I think about it, this guy is even more stupid than I thought he would be. I've experienced firsthand when the bus has only like 5 to 10 passengers sitting on it, so not a lot of people, and nobody signals to stop. The bus just keeps going at a bus stop. It saves like 30 seconds and it's better for everybody because nobody is getting out. No, don't come at me. Don't come at me with the, oh, but I want to get out at the stop. You didn't press the stop button, so obviously you didn't want to get out that badly, okay? So yeah, that was my experience taking the bus so far. Make sure to like that smash button. No, wait.